Hello guys, in this lesson we're going to be solving some of the questions we are given as a take home in our previous lesson on empirical and molecular formula. In our previous lesson we were given a couple of questions, about 3 questions to test how much we got from that very lesson. So this very question was the first question. Now we're given this, the analysis of a compound gave this. 1.25 gram of the compound contains 0.62 gram of potassium. 2.51 gram of the same compound contains 0.51 gram of sulfur. 1.87 gram of the compound contains 0.57 gram of oxygen. So for the empirical and molecular formula, it is RMM, that is relative molecular mass, is 158. Now the first thing we're going to do is to write out the parameters. Let's write out all the things we're given. We're going to state it out there, just out here. So first, 1.25 gram of the very compound, 1.25 gram of comp contains what? Contains 0.62 gram, 0.62 gram of potassium, represented by kalium. The next have 2.54 gram of the same compound, the same comp, this is a short form, contains 0.51 gram of sulfur, 0.51 gram of sulfur. So 1.87 gram, lastly, of the same compound contains 0.57 gram of oxygen. Now, and also we are given our relative molecular mass as 158. So we have all what we need stated out here. We're going to use all this to solve for empirical and molecular formula. So the first thing we're going to do is to get the percentage composition of each of these elements in different samples of this compound. 1.25 gram of this compound. Don't forget, 1.25 gram, 2.51 gram, 1.87 gram of the same compound. The compound has not changed. That is where the law of definite proportion or constant composition comes in. Regardless of the samples of the compound or the method used in producing each of those samples of that very compound that contain the same proportion of elements that make them up. So 1.25 gram of this compound contains 0.62 gram of potassium. So what's the percentage of potassium in this very compound? So what are we going to do? We're going to be using our calculator to get the percentage composition of each of these elements. So first of all, for potassium, we have 0.62 gram of potassium out of 1.25 gram of the sample of the compound times 100 over 1. So let's say the percentage of potassium in this very compound. So you're going to be using